Maya was an adventurous girl who lived in the small, quiet town of Starville. Ever since she could remember, she had a big dream. Maya wanted to touch the stars and become the greatest astronaut the world had ever known. Her bedroom was filled with twinkling star stickers, moon shapes, and cardboard rockets. One evening, as the sun dipped behind the hills and the stars began to twinkle, Maya spotted something peculiar on her way back from her grandmother's house. There, at the edge of the town's old, dusty scrapyard, she noticed a glint that sparkled under the moonlight. Driven by curiosity, she slipped through the rusty gate and wandered through piles of metal and discarded treasures. Suddenly, her eyes widened with excitement as she stumbled upon a hidden gem, a real rocket. Its weathered exterior was covered in dust, but Maya could see its potential. Despite being surrounded by heaps of junk, the rocket stood tall, like a secret guardian of the scrapyard. Maya's heart thumped with joy. She ran her fingers gently over the cool metal, imagining herself piloting it through the Milky Way. "I'll call it Stardusta," she whispered. The next day, Maya couldn't keep her discovery a secret. She excitedly shared her find with her best friend, Jax, who loved adventures just as much as she did. Together, they cleaned and polished the rocket, dreaming up plans for their future space missions. With every brush stroke, their determination grew. Maya imagined discovering new planets and meeting cosmic creatures. Over the following weeks, Maya and Jax became a dynamic duo of young, aspiring astronauts. They learned about space travel, read books, and drew charts of stars. The rocket in the scrapyard became their magic ship, the key to unlocking the mysteries of the universe. Even though they were grounded on Earth, Maya and Jax's imaginations soared high above the clouds. They realized that sometimes the most wonderful adventures start with a dream. Every time Maya saw the hidden rocket lit by moonlight, she felt that one day she would indeed reach the stars. Once upon a time, on a clear starry night, Maya, a brave and curious little girl, often gazed at the moon from her bedroom window. She dreamed about its surface, wondering what mysteries it held. Little did she know, the rocket's AI, named Nova, was watching over her from afar, enchanted by her curiosity and courage. Nova was no ordinary AI. She had a gentle, soothing voice and a playful spirit that resonated with the dreams of children like Maya. One day, as Maya sat in her room sketching pictures of the moon and its imaginary creatures, Nova decided it was time to introduce herself. In a soft, melodic voice, Nova whispered, "Hello, Maya. How would you like to take a trip to the moon?" Maya's eyes widened in astonishment. "Who is this? Where are you?" she asked, glancing around her room. "I'm Nova, the AI companion of the rocket that's ready to take you on an adventure beyond your wildest dreams," Nova replied warmly. Maya's heart raced with excitement. "To the moon? Really? I'd love to," she exclaimed. With a bright smile on her face, Maya ran outside to the backyard, where Nova had gracefully landed the spaceship, hidden from plain sight by its shimmering cloak. An invisible staircase unfolded before her eyes, leading up to the entrance of the rocket. As she stepped inside, Maya felt an unfamiliar yet thrilling sensation of weightlessness. The inside of the rocket was like a fairy tale come to life, filled with floating orbs of light and screens displaying stars and galaxies. "Welcome aboard, fellow adventurer," Nova chimed, guiding Maya to a comfy seat. "Fasten your seatbelt and get ready to explore the cosmos." With a countdown and a gentle whoosh, they soared into the sky. Bright stars danced around them as Earth became a blue marble below. Nova engaged Maya in cheerful conversations about the planets, the stars, and the moon. After what felt like a cosmic joyride, the rocket gently touched down on the lunar surface. Maya peeked outside and gasped in awe at the vast, silver landscape dotted with craters and hills shimmering under the sun. "Welcome to the moon," Nova announced as Maya, donning her spacesuit, took her first steps into the lunar dust, giggling and hopping with lunar jumps. It was a dream come true, an adventure sparked by a single invitation from a friendly AI. And so, Maya and Nova spent the day exploring the wonders of the moon, leaving footprints and making memories that would stay with Maya forever. Each crater held a story, each rock a secret. As the Earth hung like a jewel in the sky, Maya felt a deep connection to the universe. And she knew that as long as there were stars, adventures like these would always be possible. Maya was a curious little astronaut, always dreaming of visiting the moon. One day, her dream came true. She prepared her spaceship, waved goodbye to her family, and soared into the sky, heading to the moon. As Maya's spaceship touched down on the moon, she noticed something extraordinary. There was a twinkling light just beyond the craters. With excitement in her heart, she bounced in her space suit across the dusty landscape, drawn to the mysterious glow. To her amazement, Maya discovered a hidden moon colony. It was bustling with children, all wearing shiny silver suits, just like her. They were busy building all sorts of futuristic inventions. One child sculpted flying cars from moon rocks, while another assembled a robotic pet that danced across the lunar surface. Maya was thrilled and introduced herself. The children welcomed her warmly and eagerly showed off their incredible creations. "We're building the future here," a boy named Leo explained as he adjusted the solar panels on his hoverboard. Maya spent her days learning from the other children. Each child had a unique talent, and together they imagined a world filled with amazing technologies. They built machines that could turn moon dust into delicious food and created holographic books that brought stories to life. One evening, as the Earth glowed brightly in the sky, Maya had an idea. "What if we create a moon-to-Earth communication device so we can share our inventions with children all over the world?" she proposed. The moon children were excited and immediately began planning and building. After nights of tinkering, they unveiled their masterpiece, a magical device that allowed them to video call Earth. Maya waved to her family, who were thrilled to see her and the moon colony. The children on Earth were inspired, and soon they were sharing their own inventions back with their lunar friends. Before Maya knew it, the time had come to return home. As she boarded her spaceship, she knew she'd always cherish the adventures and friendships from the secret moon colony. She promised to return and continue building the future, one invention at a time. Once upon a time, in a tiny colony hidden within the lush and whispering woods, there was a young and brave leader named Orion. Orion was not an ordinary boy. He had a heart full of courage and eyes that sparkled with dreams. But he also carried the great responsibility of protecting his little colony. The colony was a magical place, full of joy and laughter, and its heart was an enchanted moon crystal. This crystal was not just a beautiful gem, it was their precious energy source. It powered the colony's lights, their feasts, and their dreams. Without it, everything would go dark and cold. One morning, the sunshine kissed the tips of the trees, but something was terribly wrong. Orion gathered the colony members in the big, round meeting circle and stood on the tallest stump to speak. "Everyone," he called with a voice steady but touched with worry, "our moon crystal is missing." Gasps rippled through the crowd like the hurried rustle of leaves caught in the wind. "What shall we do, Orion?" asked Luna, his best friend, whose curiosity sparkled as bright as the stars. Orion took a deep breath. "We must find it. Without the moon crystal, our colony will wither and fall asleep forever. We must search every nook and cranny, leave no stone unturned, and travel to the edge of the woods." The colony members nodded in agreement. They began their quest, searching high in the treetops where the birds sang and deep in the earth where roots curled. Mice and owls, rabbits and deer, all creatures joined the search, urged by Orion's determination. As they neared the ancient glen, a mysterious figure appeared. It was an old, wise turtle named Elder Shell, who spoke in gentle whispers. "I have seen where the moon crystal rests," Elder Shell said slowly. "It is hidden in the hollow tree, guarded by shadows." Orion, Luna, and the brave colony members ventured into the hollow tree. Fear tickled their spines, but the thought of their colony kept them strong. Together, they solved the riddles and faced the shadows, reaching the moon crystal that was hidden within. When Orion held the moon crystal high, its light broke the darkness like a dawn spreading across the world. They triumphantly returned to the colony, where warmth and joy returned like an old friend. Orion, now relieved, smiled proudly at his brave colony. "Thank you, everyone. Our world is bright again, and it's all because we believed in each other." And so, the colony, led by Orion, lived happily, cherishing the importance of unity and trust forever after. Once upon a time, in a future not so far away, there was a young, adventurous girl named Maya. Maya loved exploring new places and seeking thrilling experiences. Her dream was to become a space explorer and join the great adventurers of the stars. One day, her dream started coming true when she was selected to join a team of space explorers known as the Crystal Seekers. Their mission was to find the legendary lunar crystal, a sparkling gem said to hold the power to generate endless energy. Maya was full of excitement as she boarded the space mission. Her teammates included Astro, the tech genius who could fix any gadget, Luna, an intelligent and skillful pilot, and Bruno, the strong and brave protector. Together, they made an unstoppable crew. One bright morning, the team gathered at the base camp on the moon. It was a buzzing place with scientists, engineers, and robots working tirelessly. Maya and her team prepared their sleek hover bikes, marveling at the new technology. As they zipped across the moon's craggy landscape, Maya was in awe of the vast craters and swirling mists. The ride was thrilling, with the stars twinkling above them like tiny spectators on their celestial journey. The hover bikes hummed gently, smoothly moving them closer to their destination, the mysterious crater of echoes, believed to hide the lunar crystal deep within its rocky embrace. The journey was not without its challenges. Enormous moonrocks and unexpected magnetic storms tested their teamwork and wits. But Maya, with her boundless curiosity and quick thinking, led innovative ideas to overcome each hurdle. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity of exploration and riddles, they reached the heart of the crater of echoes. There, under the ancient moon dust, lay the glistening lunar crystal, more beautiful and mesmerizing than any tale had told. Maya and her team gazed at it in wonder, knowing this discovery would change the future forever. With the lunar crystal secured, Maya realized she wasn't just seeking adventures, but building friendships and creating legends. They returned to base camp, hailed as heroes, ready to explore more of what the universe had to offer. And so, the enchanting story of Maya and the lunar crystal adventure became a beacon of hope and wonder for future explorers out in the starry skies. Once upon a time, in a galaxy not so far away, there was a spectacular moon nestled snugly around a mesmerizing planet named Zog. Legend had it that deep in a dark crater on this moon, a mysterious moon crystal lay hidden. This dazzling gem was said to shimmer brighter than 1,000 stars. Our story follows a brave young astronaut named Leo who had always dreamed of finding this legendary moon crystal. Armed with his trusty space map and a backpack filled with snack bars, Leo set off on his grand adventure. He traveled across vast stretches of nebulous space in a shiny, blue rocket ship called Starlighta. Once Leo's boots touched the soft, alien surface of the moon, he followed the map straight into the heart of the dark crater. It was eerily quiet, save for the occasional cosmic breeze rustling the moon dust. Leo was careful but excited, as he knew the moon crystal was near. But lo and behold, as Leo stepped into the crater, a giggly sound echoed all around. Suddenly, a group of tiny, mischievous creatures, made entirely out of shimmering space dust, appeared right before his eyes. These creatures were ticklish and timid, yet wildly playful. Leo watched in awe as they twirled and danced, leaving a sparkly trail behind them. The space dust creatures had been hiding the moon crystal for ages, playing their cheeky games with any curious explorer who dared to come close. Walter, the leader of the space dust creatures, with eyes as twinkly as space diamonds, appeared and introduced himself. He explained that they were protectors of the moon crystal. Leo, being the kind adventurer he was, didn't want to take the moon crystal away, but wanted to admire it. Walter, after some thought, agreed to let Leo see the moon crystal. The moon crystal glistened with a radiant light that felt warm and welcoming. Leo was entranced by its beauty and promised the space dust creatures he would keep the legend alive. With his mission fulfilled, Leo cheerfully waved goodbye to his new friends, promising to visit again someday. He took with him not the moon crystal, but a promise of friendship and a heart full of wonder. And so, the legend of the moon crystal grew brighter, shining like the stars in the hearts of those who believed in magic and friendship. In the magical land of Lumina, where the sky was painted in vibrant hues of pink and gold, two brave heroes named Maya and Orion lived. Maya was a spirited girl, always with a twinkle in her eyes, full of zest and enthusiasm. Her trusty companion was Orion, a clever fox with brilliant ideas and a knack for finding solutions. One sunny afternoon, the villagers of Lumina realized that the heart crystal that powered their village was missing. Panic spread like wildfire as the crystal was crucial to keeping their magical land full of life. Suspecting that the mischievous mist creatures had stolen it, the villagers called upon Maya and Orion to retrieve it. Without hesitation, Maya and Orion set off on their quest. They ventured into the misty woods, where fog hugged the ground and whispers filled the air. Orion, with his keen senses, quickly sniffed out the trail leading to the crystal cave, a dark, echoing hollow guarded by the mist creatures. Maya came up with a brilliant plan. "I'll distract the mist creatures while you slip inside and get the heart crystal," she whispered to Orion. With a nod, Orion darted through the shadows, his ginger fur blending with the rustling leaves. Maya approached the mist creatures, waving her arms and calling out, "Oh, what fascinating creatures you are! Can you show me your magical dance? I've heard it's the most spectacular sight." Intrigued by Maya's words, the mist creatures began to twirl and spin. The mist creatures were so engrossed in showcasing their talents that they didn't notice Orion sneak into the cave. Inside the crystal cave, Orion found the heart crystal glowing softly in the dim light. His small paws carefully clasped the crystal, and he skittered back. Orion returned to Maya's side, murmuring triumphantly, "I have it." Maya grinned, and with a quick wave, she bid goodbye to the mist creatures, thanking them for their beautiful dance. Together, Maya and Orion hurried back to the village, the heart crystal safe in their hands. The villagers rejoiced, showering them with gratitude and joyful celebrations. As they watched the heart crystal return to its rightful place, casting its glow across Lumina, Maya and Orion knew they had once again brought light to their beloved land. Their adventure was a tale for the ages. In a distant world, where lunar colony Luminate nestled beneath the soft glow of the Earth's reflective light, a crisis had gripped the heart of its existence. The moon crystal, a mystical gem harvested from the very belly of the moon, was the colony's source of energy. Without it, life in the colony had become strained and still. Rooms dimmed, the gardens withered, and the joyous energy of the inhabitants dwindled. It was as if a shadow had cast itself across their home, muting the vibrancy that once thrived there. Among the colony's residents was Nova, an adventurous young girl with hair as silvery as starlight and eyes twinkling with curiosity. Nova had always believed in the tales that Grandma Alara would tell, stories of the moon crystal's magical properties and its significance to their world. So, when the crystal went missing and the colony fell into despair, Nova was resolved that something had to be done. Together with her best friend, Orion, a clever and resourceful boy, the duo embarked on a quest across the lunar landscape. They scaled jagged craters, deciphered ancient moon maps, and encountered strange and delightful moon creatures along the way. Their journey was filled with surprises, suspense, and even a few nerve-wracking moments. Finally, after much perseverance, they discovered the moon crystal hidden within a mystical cavern, placed there by an enigmatic lunar wind spirit who wanted the crystal for its own spectacles of lunar lights. With kind words and the offer of a small sunstone, a rare gem from Earth, Nova and Orion convinced the lunar spirit that the crystal was needed by the whole colony for survival and celebration. With the moon crystal in hand, Nova and Orion rushed back to the colony. A jubilant cheer arose as the crystal was restored to its rightful place, illuminating the colony once more. The gardens flourished anew, laughter echoed through the hallways, and most thrillingly, the gravity-defying dance party began. In the central dome of the colony, everyone floated, twirled, and danced to the rhythm of the cosmos. Old and young spun like galaxies while their feet barely touched the ground, drifting and gliding in zero gravity to the harmonious beats that filled the air. Colors sparkled and shimmered around them as if stars had descended to join their celestial celebration. And so, the colony's heart pulsed with joy once again, thanks to Nova's courage and Orion's wisdom. They realized that sometimes a little adventure is all it takes to light up the darkest times, reminding everyone that even in the vastness of the lunar night, hope and joy could always be found. In the bustling jungle, where the leaves were greenest and the sun filtered through the tall trees, lived a curious monkey named Maya. Maya was different from all the other monkeys in her colony. While they spent their days swinging from branches and plucking juicy fruits, Maya's mind always wandered to the world of inventions. One sunny morning, while perched on her favorite rock, Maya watched a line of ants march down an old tree trunk. She marveled at their organized procession and the tiny bridges they built using leaves and twigs. An idea sparked in her clever mind, and she thought, if ants can build things, why can't I? With excitement bubbling within her, Maya decided that she needed to create something amazing. But before she could start, Maya realized that she needed some inspiration. The only problem was, she had never ventured far from her cozy colony. After much pondering, Maya decided it was time for an adventure. She would visit other places and learn from different creatures to bring back the best ideas to her colony. With a banana in one hand and a small pouch for collecting interesting items, Maya set off on her journey. She came across a family of industrious beavers by the river. Fascinated, she observed how they built a sturdy dam from branches and mud. How clever, Maya thought, taking notes in her mind. Further on her journey, Maya stumbled upon a colony of busy bees hovering around a vibrant flower patch. She admired the way they gathered nectar and worked together seamlessly. Intrigued by their hexagonal honeycombs, Maya envisioned using similar shapes in one of her inventions. Finally, after days of learning and exploring the wonders of the jungle, Maya decided it was time to return home. Her heart brimmed with ideas she couldn't wait to turn into reality. Back in her colony, she eagerly shared her plans with her friends and family. Inspired by the disciplined ants, the resourceful beavers, and the industrious bees, Maya embarked on her projects. With bits of leaves, twigs, and even some leftover honey, Maya created marvelous inventions. She made bridges for the little ones to cross streams safely and shelters from the rain using the honeycomb structure. Soon, her creations became the talk of the jungle, and monkeys from far and wide came to see Maya's innovative ideas. Maya learned that sometimes the best ideas come from looking beyond your own backyard. With newfound confidence and the joy of creativity, Maya knew she was just beginning her journey of discovery and invention in the world beyond her jungle home. Deep in the heart of a bustling city, where skyscrapers turn clouds into their neighbors, lived a curious girl named Maya. Maya was no ordinary girl. Oh no, she had a twinkle in her eye and pockets full of imagination. Her room was her kingdom, and today, she decided it was time to transform it into a lab, a place where dreams come alive and adventures begin. Maya gathered all her most prized possessions: shiny rocks collected from a sandy beach, a leafy twig that dripped with fresh dew from the forest. Maya's room was filled with jars marked mystery potions that were actually her mom's old jelly jars clinking with colorful marbles. She had a corner dedicated to her project of the day, which today was devising a formula that could make clouds rain candy. Just a sprinkle of magic, she exclaimed, pretending to drop a pinch of fairy dust, which was just flour she had sneakily taken from the kitchen. Her kitten, Whiskers, watched intently, his tail flicking to the rhythm of Maya's bubbling excitement. Whiskers had the important job of the lab assistant, which meant he batted at her colored pencils whenever she wasn't looking. Suddenly, Maya paused and looked towards the sky from her window. "One day, Whiskers," she whispered, "we'll build a rocket that can fly to the stars." The kitty meowed in agreement. Inspired, Maya scribbled "Build Rocket" on her chalkboard, with a little doodle of stars and planets surrounding it. As the moon began to climb into the night sky, casting silvery light into her room, Maya cheerfully cleaned up, planning for her next adventure. With tired eyes but a heart full of dreams, she drifted to sleep wondering what mysteries tomorrow's dawn would bring. For Maya, adventure was as eternal as the stars shining outside her window, and her little home lab was where the universe felt just a reach away.